the NFL is in a very interesting state right now. Before we get to all of the issues that have gone on in the last few days, weeks, months, whatever, I want to get to an interesting game. For those of you who watched either on NFL Red Zone or got this game on CBS, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tampa Bay Bucs was one of the most hyped up games that I've had in a long time. I was ready to see Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown versus Tyreek Hill and Mecole Hardman and Sammy Watkins and Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, these defenses going at it. And then all of a sudden, it became the Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes show. Tyreek Hill blows the doors off of the Buccaneers defense because for some odd reason, Snapchat himself, who's the defensive coordinator for the
Todd
Bucs?
Bowles? Wait,
Todd Bowles.
Hold on. You're telling me there was a defense out there?
Wait. I mean, apparently.
Where? I didn't see one. Were they wearing camouflage? Were they wearing cam?
There's evidence from Alex Jones that they might have been holograms. But the fact remains that the fact remains that they decided to play man defense on cover one scheme on Tyreek Hill and all of these speedy receivers with Jamel Dean and Sean Murphy Bunting and whoever else
Carlton
that they threw out
Davis.
there. Yeah. I mean, these corners are not meant to keep up with Tyreek Hill in one-on-one situations. Yet they didn't learn their lesson the first time, nor the second time, nor the third time. In fact, Tyreek Hill ended with 13 catches, 269 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had 15 targets. 15 targets, 13 catches, 269 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He scored 60 fantasy points. Congratulations if you had him in fantasy, by the way. You won your league just with him. Not your game, not your week, your league. You win the league. Congratulations, you won.
I just don't understand how this is possible. I think Todd Bowles, he was like, all right, I've heard this guy Tyreek Hill's pretty good. And then he looked him up and he was like, he was drafted in 2016. Oh, wait, he was a 5th round pick? Oh, he must not be that good. All right, this is an easy matchup. Okay, all right, so we'll just run man coverage on everybody and we'll be fine. Our pass rush will get there. We won't have to worry about anybody. Oh, wait, this guy runs a sub 4.3 40. Oh, he can juke around anybody and get past anybody he wants at any point. Oh, and then it's Patrick Mahomes, who can throw any pass he wants whenever he wants. Travis Kelce, the best tight end in football. Sammy Watkins, still one of the... Yeah, tight end, wide receiver playing tight end. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the best rookie running back. I mean, this is coaching at its worst, at its lowest point for Tampa Bay. I don't care about those games against New Orleans. Those were bad. This was a train wreck. This was you getting your ass handed to you for 60 minutes. I mean, this was so bad. This was hard to watch. To know how many Pro Bowlers, how many elite players are on that Tampa Bay team. And it's all going to waste because you have Todd Bowles as your defensive coordinator, Byron Leftwich, the great quarterback Byron Leftwich as your offensive coordinator.
Don't do that to Byron Leftwich.
And Bruce Arians as your head coach. Yeah. These guys really have it under control.
My issue is that, the fact remains that Tom Brady, he did lead a comeback.
There's only so much one man can do. There's only so much. I mean,
the Buccaneers were able to stop them in the second half. I think they learned a lot. and they only lost by 3 points. But the fact remains, the damage was done. Tyreek Hill ran all over you and pieced out the entire way to the end zone 3 different times. There's no excuse for playing one-on-one man coverage against Tyreek Hill with no safety over the top to help.
But there's a reason that every other team that plays the Kansas City Chiefs is 10 yards off of him at all times. Because you don't get...
Or not, they at least press him at the line and have somebody else who's going to take the coverage over the top.
The number one priority is to not get beat over the top by anybody, especially Tyreek Hill, because it's so easy for him.
Beat me with Travis Kelce underneath. I'll give you the underneath every time. I have a feeling I'll be able to stop you over time.
Yeah, I mean, you have great linebackers in Levante David and Devin Bush and Devin White. Sorry. I mean, let them do their work. Let them handle Travis Kelce. They can do that. Take everybody else and cover Tyreek Hill. I don't care if Mecole Hardman's open. Frankly, I don't even care if Sammy Watkins or Demarcus Robinson's open.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, Patrick Mahomes had a great day. He had 462 yards on 37 completions. Yeah, well, I mean, which is it? You know, it's a Patrick Mahomes game.
Yeah, it's great.
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, they've all had games like this, but they've not any of those guys have had Tyreek Hill or anybody like him who can go 269 yards as a receiver. Not like that's not all-purpose yards. That is strictly receiving yards on 13 catches. Do you know what his average catch was? 20.7 yards. 20.7 yards per catch. He had a long of 75 because it was a one-play touchdown from the 25-yard line.
I think he could have run all the way to the 1 yard line, run all the way back to the other 1 yard line, and run back for the touchdown without being touched.
It's like how you waste time and gain yards in Madden.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. He is a real life cheat code. He is a glitch. He is unfair. He is point blank. Dare I say, the best wide receiver in football?
Well, I guess that begs the question: Is Tyreek Hill the best wide receiver in football today?
Without a doubt. Absolutely without a doubt, the best wide receiver in football. I look at DK Metcalf. I look at DeAndre Hopkins. I look at Michael Thomas. These are guys who are better than most. They have height. They have speed. They have route running ability. They have great catching ability. They are not Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill doesn't have just speed. He has cheetah speed. They call him Cheetah for a reason, because he is the fastest land animal out there. He runs past everybody with ease. He glides. I mean, I don't know if you remember last year when the running back, I forget who it was for the Chiefs, broke off a 90-yard touchdown, and he outran him just because he could. He led the way with nobody in front of him just because he's faster than him. I mean, this is a guy who has unreal speed. He has speed that you only see in the Olympics, and he is doing it with ease every single time. He is, without a doubt, the most uncoverable wide receiver in football. He has given everybody so much trouble since he's entered the league. There is no answer for him. People have tried. Usually it takes people a year, maybe 2 at most. It's been 4. It's been 4 years, and no one's been able to figure it out.
It's pain. Pain is all we know. Yeah, well, not to mention that you kind of glossed over it earlier. This man was a 5th-round pick.
Yeah.
This man was a 5th-round pick. Not only was he a 5th-round pick, he was the second receiver taken by the Chiefs in that draft. The first wide receiver they took, Demarcus Robinson. That's how much this guy, like, pure speed wins. And that's why Mecole Hardman went as high as he did, because the Chiefs wanted to double up on the speed factor. He ran we're talking about Tyreek Hill, ran a 4.29 40-yard dash. A 4.29.
And people want to call DK Metcalf fast running a 4.35. Ha! He might as well be as fast as Tom Brady at that point. I mean, Tyreek Hill's going to run laps around him. Not only does Tyreek Hill have amazing straight line speed, his game speed is way beyond anybody else's. The way his route running isn't that polished, but because he has such speed, it happens in an instant. If you blink, you miss it. If you make one mistake, the slightest mistake, he will make you pay for it. And he has Patrick Mahomes, who can put the ball anywhere he wants. So as long as Tyreek Hill has an inch of separation, that ball's getting to him, and he will break off and run for a touchdown every single time. This man is unfair. He needs to be taken care of. I'm not saying he needs to be taken out, but he needs to be taken care of.
Yeah. Yes. A little 5'10", 185-pound receiver coming out of West Alabama should not be giving everybody this amount of trouble, but the fact remains that speed kills, especially in the game of football. And if you ever wanted to know what Usain Bolt on a football field would look like, just look at number 10 with the Kansas City Chiefs. He is all you need. My question is Tyreek Hill... Does Tyreek Hill make Patrick Mahomes, or does Patrick Mahomes make Tyreek Hill? And let me preface it by saying this. Do you think Tyreek Hill has the same amount of success if he has Kirk Cousins as his quarterback, who is the most average vanilla quarterback you can find? And that in lies my issue with your sentiment that he's the best receiver in football. Because if I gave Michael Thomas or Julio Jones or DeAndre Hopkins to Kirk Cousins, I think he could do a hell of a lot more than what Tyreek Hill can do. Tyreek Hill is made possible from the simple fact that Patrick Mahomes can launch a football 80 yards with the snap of a finger and not look like he's doing anything important.
It's kind of the impossible question to answer because it's not just Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. It's Andy Reid's system. I mean, it's the way it's structured. It's Eric Bieniemy, the way he designs plays. This guy is a genius when it comes to scheming up offensive plays.
Look at the goal line play that they ran against the Bucs in this one specifically. Yeah. They had Patrick Mahomes, who was lined up in the shotgun. He moves over to the left, walks behind between the guard and the tackle on the left side. Then he starts sprinting across the field, catches the snap mid-sprint, pitches it to Tyreek Hill, who's coming back on a backward crosser, right? He's coming backward, who pitches it back to Travis Kelce, who's then looking for an open receiver in Patrick Mahomes. I've audibly said when I watched that play, what the hell am I watching? Because whoever is designing these plays, whoever is thinking on a level much higher than most any NFL coach can comprehend. And the fact remains that Todd Bowles was given way more than he can handle. He bit off way more than he can chew with this position. And the Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy literally toyed with him all day long.
I want to bring it back to this one final point. Tom Brady is still good. He is still a top 10 quarterback in the league. This team is the best team on paper in the league. There's no reason that they should be as bad as they are. What are they, 7-5, I believe? Correct me if I'm wrong, Michael.
7-5.
7-5.
3-3 at home.
Fire Bruce Arians, fire Byron Leftwich, and fire Todd Bowles. These guys don't belong here. They cannot handle elite players. They cannot handle being at the NFL level. They cannot handle being coaches at any level, frankly. There's a reason Bruce Arians was fired, was retired. There's a reason that he's not with Arizona anymore. There's a reason that Indianapolis did not hire him long term. He is not good. He is not good, and it's a trickle-down effect. He hires bad coaches. Byron Leftwich, a failed quarterback, a terrible quarterback. He was better when he had a broken leg in Jacksonville. I mean, this guy is so bad. He does not design a play that goes less than 20 yards down the field. Tom Brady has thrown more deep balls this 1 year than he has in the last 20. Tom Brady has thrown almost more interceptions this year than he ever has in another season. And we still have another 5 weeks to go. True. Bruce Arians is making Tom Brady look terrible.
I don't think Bruce Arians is necessarily the entirety of the blame here or his coaching staff.
It starts with the coach.
It definitely starts there. But I want to put some blame on Tom Brady here because he knew Bruce Arians has not changed from when he was in Pittsburgh to when he went to Arizona. Everywhere he's been, he has had a vertical passing attack that stretches the field. It's always pushing the ball down the field there. It's never the check down route. It's rarely running the ball. It is constantly throwing. Tom Brady knew this when he chose to sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is partially on him because knowing that he wasn't going to have Josh McDaniels calling the plays anymore.
He was forced in. No, he was forced into the situation. No one else wanted him. No one else wanted Tom Brady. There was no other options.
True. The Las Vegas Raiders were welcoming him with open arms. He chose to go to Tampa Bay.
Because on paper it's a better situation until you realize
would have loved them back too.
Until you realize that Bruce Arians is controlling this team. He is driving this team into the ground, and he is the reason they have lost so many games. This team should have no more than 2 losses on the season. This was a very winnable game. It's all because of Bruce Arians and his coordinators why this game was lost.
Again, I don't think it's all because of Bruce Arians. I think that there's a lot of blame to go around here. Again, Todd Bowles playing single high coverage man-to-man defense on Tyreek Hill, allowing him to go for 269 yards and 3 touchdowns on 13 catches is not necessarily an enviable position to put your quarterback in. On top of the fact that your offensive line, which was once a top 5 offensive line, even as early as this season, is no more. The interior of the offensive line is getting destroyed by mid to top tier defensive lines.
Because you can't coach up your players.
It's not just about coaching, though. It's about the talent.
Are you kidding?
Him.
Go look at the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line. Do you know half of them? A lot of them are either no-name players that have been turned into people or washed up players from other teams that have been turned into decent offensive linemen. They have done a great job against that Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive front. There is no reason that Tom Brady should have been hurried and knocked down 5 times as much as Patrick Mahomes. The numbers are ridiculous. The coaching is so abysmal that it's hurting this team. It's costing them game after game after game.
All right.
They have a bye.
Get your last point in because I want to finish up this segment and then we can move forward.
You have a bye. You have a bye coming up this week. Take this week to fire your coaches. Get an interim coach. I don't care if it's Todd Bowles. I don't care. Get Bruce Arians out of there. He is hurting this team. Get rid of Byron Leftwich. Let Tom Brady be the offensive coordinator. He knows exactly how to run an offense. Let him do it. He'll get you wins. Get Byron out of there. Get Bruce out of there. Their time in Tampa needs to be over.